everyone. It's me, Mitch Murphy, the Red Pill rapper. Sorry for the rocky start, everybody. I've just had 3 go-aheads. All right, I finally got my mic working. I'm a hot mess. That was completely unprofessional, totally ridiculous. Sorry for everybody that was trying to come in on the lives, but oh my goodness, we're here for real, man. I'm here for real. I'm in the big leagues. Let me just share this out. So sorry for everybody that had to endure that horrific intro that we had going on there. What a tried and true mess, man, but boy am I glad to be here. So before I get too much further, let me tell you about my sponsor, man. So Redpillnation.ca. Have you heard of it? Have you been there? Have you seen it? So as many of you know, the Red Pill Rapper Show is beginning to get heavily censored. So, BitChute is pretty good to me, but I like the live streaming services that we get here on the YouTube. So, I believe what I'm going to start doing is streaming on the YouTube and then moving my episodes over to Redpillnation.ca and Mitch Murphy BitChute channel. So, go to Redpillnation.ca and, you can get this cool new sweater, man. Oh my gosh. Not sweater. It's a tank top, but you can also get it as a t-shirt. Just let me know. But children cannot consent to puberty blockers. Now, you guys can order it right off the website, or if you'd rather just go through me directly, especially if you're in Kelowna, I can get you a better deal if you go through me. Just DM me, let me know what you want, and I'll get it to you. Because if I can just drive it to your house, then I don't have to like put it in a box, put a stamp on it like a boomer, and put it in the mailbox. You know what I mean? I prefer to just give it to you directly, give you a little kiss on the forehead. That's not mandatory. That is up to your discretion whether you want the little kissy on your forehead or not anyway. But the sponsor for today is Redpillnation.ca. Of course, we've got the Resistance. Of course, if you type in Murphy as your promo code at resistancecoffee.com, you'll get 10% off, man. ResistanceCoffee.com. It's the best coffee in the whole freaking world, man. So that's why I like, if I get Resistance Coffee, I like Black Gold. That's one of my favorite ones. So, wow, the mandates are getting lifted here in British Columbia. Did you know? Have you heard of it? No more mask mandate. There's still a couple of bad people around masking their children, but what are you gonna do, man? Dummies gonna be dummies. But yeah, man, around BC, in Canada, the mandates are getting lifted. So the rallies are becoming far and few between because there's less affecting our daily lives. You know what I mean? There's less things that are like, the government's not on my face anymore, so I don't feel as inclined to go to rallies every day. You know what I mean? I don't need to yell at traffic anymore. I don't got to throw druthers in your window until flu season when they allegedly plan on locking us down again. Maybe. I'm not here to make any claims. I'm just saying maybe. So, I've been trying to shift my focus a little bit here, man. I've been trying to shift my focus. So many of you know, if you've ever been to billboardchris.com, you'll know, yo boy, man, me and Billboard Chris and Mermaid Bear there at Mermaid Bear on Instagrams. That's the nice lady to Chris's right. We went to the beach, man. We went to the beach. We had such a nice time. We went to the beach with our little billboards there, and we talked to the people, man. It's so funny. People are like, Matt, you're a racist, sexist, bigot, homophobe. You know what I mean? They call me all these names, but it's like, I've just talked to people, you know what I mean? I talk to the gays, I talk to the trannies, I talk to all types of colors, and I talk to everybody. I like just going out in the streets with like offensive slogans on my shirt and on my signs and stuff, and just talking to people, because nobody talks to each other anymore. We just get in our little Facebook groups and Telegram chat rooms. We don't talk to each other. And like, people are really tough on the clickety-clack, people are clickety-clacking on the keyboard and they're saying mean things, but you gotta get like out in the real life, man. People are still mean, you know what I mean? Somebody called Chris bald and ugly today, but my point is to just get out there, be more honest with your opinions. We're allegedly in a free country, so we should be able to just go out there and have conversations with people. That's what I highly recommend you guys do. Now, people are a little upset over this whole like puberty blockers thing, okay? Now, there's many different angles that you can come at it. So this is like, and again, I just want to like, if you guys want to learn anything about Billboard Chris's campaign and the use of puberty blockers in children, I highly recommend that you just go to billboardchris.com. That's what you should do if you want information on this, because you're coming to the Red Pill Rapper Show, so you're going to get the Red Pill Rapper's opinion and my angle on it, you know what I mean? Which is not necessarily the best angle, but it's the correct one because it's me and I'm always right. You know what I mean? But my concern is with, my main concern personally is with the rainbow flag. It's with, because it's dawning on me now that because these mandates are getting lifted, and I'm trying to like figure out what is the next most important thing? Because there's so many problems with our country. And like, first and foremost is the lack of freedom. But how in God's green earth did we come to this place where the Fed was able to just scoop our freedoms away, and not only were the people okay with it, but they also shamed us. They shamed us for trying to get them back, man. So like, how did we get here? And as far as I can tell, it's by having a general public that is completely demoralized, man. It's by stripping us of everything that is moral and ethical and righteous and true. And the way that they do that is they start indoctrinating you young. That is why they have public school. They steal your money and they fund public school, and they expect you to say thank you when they do this, right? By the way. So they stick your kids in these public schools and they just blast nonsense into their head for like 12 years minimum. And then most of them go on to do another 8 years to get a gender studies degree. And just like, if we were to back up a little bit, I remember as a young little Red Pill rapper, the boomers generation and a little bit after that or whatever, they were talking about gay marriage. They were like, I don't know if we can let these gays get married, man. I don't know if this is such a good idea. It might be a slippery slope, the double S, the slippery slope. What if this is a slippery slope where they're going to slip it on, sliding into something else, man? What if they start marrying animals? What if they start doing all this crazy stuff? And like that was like, looking back, most people consider that to be a bigoted position because it seems kind of crazy, doesn't it? From a libertarian standpoint, or from even just somebody who believes in basic personal freedoms, doesn't it seem kind of crazy, the idea that two consenting adults can't get legally married and spend their life together? And so it's not like an argument as to whether or not they should, you know what I mean? I come from a biblical place, so you guys probably know what I think. But whether, like, we've been given free will, you know what I mean? Like, should the government that has a monopoly on force be able to send a man with a gun to stop you from being a gay? I don't think so. I think that's insane. I think that's just as insane as sending a man with a gun to put a diaper on your head to protect you against a flu. I think that's just as crazy. Call me crazy all you want. But this slippery slope fallacy, okay? So like that on its face, right? To pretend that gay marriage should be illegal is kind of insane. But looking back at the slippery slope, like, and all the liberals, they were probably saying back then, like, what kind of a slippery slope thing are you talking about? That's a slippery slope fallacy. What are they going to slip it on, sliding into? Well, welcome to 2021. This is San Francisco Gay Men's Choir.
Pride on the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you.
You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it. You can keep him from disco, warn about San Francisco, make him wear pleated pants, we don't care. We'll convert your children. We'll make them tolerant and fair.
At first I didn't get why you'd be so scared of us turning your children into accepting, caring people, but I see now why you'd have a problem with that.
Just like you worried, they'll change their group of friends. You won't approve of where they go at night to protests. Oh, and you'll be disgusted so gross when they start finding things online that you've kept far from their sight, like information. Guess what? You'll still be alright. We'll convert your children, yes we will.
Reaching one and all, there's really no escaping it.
'Cause even grandma likes RuPaul.
And the world's getting kinder.
Gen Z's gayer than Grindr. Learn to love, learn to vogue, face your fate. We'll convert your children. Someone's gotta teach them not to hate. We're coming for them.
We're coming for your children.
We're coming for them.
We're coming for them.
We're coming for your children. kids will start converting you. The gay agenda is coming home. The gay agenda is here. But you don't have to worry. Because there's nothing wrong with standing by our side. Get on board in a hurry. Because the world always needs a bit more pride. No, you don't have to worry. Because there's nothing wrong with standing by our side. Get on board in a hurry. Because the world always needs a bit more pride. Come on, try a little pride.
Okay, I just gotta back it up here. Sorry, everybody.
Because the world always needs a bit more pride. Come on, try a little pride.
So that flag, if you're wondering, coming in hot from the left side of the screen, the pink, light pink and the light blue, aptly colored, like baby colors, is the transgender flag, leading into the black and brown flag for black and brown people, and then going into the L's and the G's and the B's. You know what I mean? So that is like blacks and Indians and trans and gays. That's like the everything in one.
I will convert your children. Then we'll turn to you. Giving up the fear inside is freeing like you never knew. Go and see San Francisco.
Okay, that's enough. So, do you get it yet? So, I'm not like, okay, don't attack Badman Redpill just yet. My point, right now, okay, it's going to get ugly in a little bit here, but right now, I'm not trying to make everybody believe a certain thing, or I'm not trying to even like push a narrative. What I'm trying to say is that there is a gay agenda. You know what I mean? And that's just one choir in San Francisco. You know, I'm not saying that all gays are behind that message, but what I'm saying is that there is a gay agenda, and most of it has nothing to do with gays, man. Most of it has to do with like this racially divisive narrative, man. And a lot of it has to do with just dividing people up. A lot of it's anti-white. It's just bad critical race theory stuff, man. And it's fake virtue wrapped in a rainbow flag. And no one wants to talk about it because they're all fake. Because all these people are fake. They just want to pretend that they're so virtuous because they've got their rainbow flag and they're doing their thing. But it's not true. It's not true. They're not virtuous, and they are coming for the kids, man. They are coming for the kids. That's why we say it with me, children cannot consent to puberty blockers, because now they're coming for the kids, and they're tied up with Big Pharma, and they're tied up to this BLM thing, and it's a big mess, man. So just say no. Just don't participate in it, man. Whether you're an L or a G or a B, even if you're a T, just say no to this like whole thing, because these people have boots on the ground and they're doing work, okay? And I've been looking into this a little bit. So I've got another little clippity clip for you here. This is from Kelowna Pride, all right? This is from Kelowna Pride, and they held a town hall. And since they deleted me and my friends, since they deleted our comments in their town hall, I decided to have my own little thing here, because they don't want to talk to me. They don't want to hear what I have to say. So they're all about inclusivity and fairness, but they don't want to hear from Badman Redpill. And to be clear, the type of comments I was leaving are like, actually, I'm just going to say the type of comments I was saying. I'll probably be a little bit more savage here than I was in their comment section, because this is my show.
Everyone, my name is Wilbur Turner. My pronouns are he, him.
We got two he, hims.
And welcome to our town hall. I'm being joined here by our co-facilitators and co-facilitators Matt and Davina. And I am going to turn over to...
So we got two he, hims, and a they, she. Doesn't that sound like the beginning of a bad joke? So two he, hims, and a they, she walk into a bar.
Matt to do our welcome.
Excellent. Thank you, Wilbur, and thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional, ancestral, unceded territories of the Syilx Okanagan people, where tonight we virtually host this town hall. It is imperative, and only the beginning in our commitment to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, to at the very least acknowledge the land. Growing up as a cisgendered, white privileged male, I never heard the traditional names of the territories. First Nations, Indigenous, Inuit, and Métis people were talked about in the past tense, and all the struggles they faced were in the past tense as well. It is easier to deny Indigenous people their rights if we historicize their struggles and simply pretend they don't exist. As someone who wants to celebrate, champion, and hold space for storytellers, I'd like to take this opportunity to commit myself to the struggle against all systems of oppression and to be that ally who encourages and validates the stories from all of our sisters and brothers.
Do you get it yet? Do you get it yet? Like, they've got to give themselves 30 lashings before they say anything, before they give their opinion. They've got to give themselves these backlashings because they're facing backlash. But, like, do you get it yet? Like, again, there is a gay agenda, okay? And it has nothing to do with gayness. It has everything to do with the gay agenda. Because you look at this, man, like, you could be all behind gay rights, you know what I mean? You could be a person that thinks that, like, gay people should get married and be treated the same as everybody else. You might even be for, like, hate speech legislation that would lock up somebody like me. Whatever. But, like, what if you believe in private property? You know what I mean? Do you get it yet? They're like, I just want to acknowledge that me and my little computer are here on stolen land. Well, you know what I say is give it back. You know what I mean? I'm Mr. Libertarian. I'm all about private property. So if you stole someone's property, give it back and go to jail. You know what I mean? Like, that's what, so the point that I'm trying to get across is not that there's like, there weren't like atrocities committed. You know what I mean? Of course there were. But my point is that these people don't believe in private property. And these people don't believe in gender. They don't believe in the gender science. They believe in gender studies, which is fake and made up. And it's an ideology that's mutilating children and sterilizing children. Okay? So that's what these people believe. And so when they have that rainbow flag, if you are going to a pride march, which by the way, it's a pride march, would you go to a gluttony march? Would you, like, I don't know, man. From watching this, it made me really come to realize that the way I need to start my shows from now on is, hello, I'm Red Pill Rapper, and I identify as an everythingist. I'm an extremist, a fascist, an alarmist, an anarchist, a racist, sexist, bigot, homophobe. You know what I mean? That's what I gotta, like, acknowledge. I gotta give myself backlashings because my great-grandfather did something bad, and I gotta, like, give it back. If you believe that that this land is not yours, give it back. You know what I mean? That's all I have to say to these people. Because, like, it's all, when I say it's all fake, I mean it. The things that I say sound so harsh and so brutal, but it's just the truth. I believe in private property. I believe that I can buy property and that I own it. Okay? These people don't. These people believe that it's the natives' land, but will they give it back? No. They'll lie. They'll just lie. All they'll do is give you a fake virtuous spiel about how they're on some stolen land. But they won't give it back. Not a chance. All they'll do is put you on a flag and then wave it around and then get corporate donations so that they can put so that these multinational corporations that run actual slave factories in other countries can use these LGBT rainbow flag organizations as a tax write-off to put themselves in a lower tax bracket. Okay, do you get it yet? Do you get it yet? Every time that you say Black Lives Matter, every time that you do the Black Cube of Saturn to support the dead black people, every time that you do #BLM, what you're doing is you're giving advertisement to a non-profit organization. Do you know what a non-profit organization is? It's an organization that a multinational corporation can give ungodly sums of money to, and what they do is they do the math, okay? So if they need to bump into a lower tax bracket, they'll be like, okay, if we give away $200,000, that'll bump us into a lower tax bracket that will save us $400,000. So by donating $200,000 to a fake virtue thing like this, they get to keep $200,000 extra dollars. That's just like some basic, I'm just making those numbers up, but that's how it works, man. And I'm starting to understand this a little bit better because I'm actually a small business owner now. And that's what these things do is they give some money to an organization like that. So stop promoting these organizations because it's all fake and it's all to help multinational corporations, okay? It's all fake.
Thank you, Matt.
And honestly, like, this video is so, like, I can't even stomach it because these people are so fake and so brutal that what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, like, skip through. You know what? Let's just, like, not. I just wanted to roast these guys a little bit because they deleted my comments on their YouTube video. But the point that I'm trying to make is that I am all for consenting adults doing whatever they want. I've got my own opinions, you know what I mean? Like, people that are on my Instagram lives and stuff, I get kind of candid and I talk about these things. And people that are in the church with me, they know my beliefs and stuff like that. But my beliefs are like my own. And if you come up to me and ask me, I'll tell you. But my beliefs on how things should be structured is that people should be free to do as they want. You know what I mean? And if a kid wants to grow up and mutilate themselves and take the Lupron and stuff like that, then let them. But don't give them a chance, man. Don't sterilize a child, okay? Because that's what we're doing. Now, I'm going to shift gears a little bit here because we got some other stuff to get into today. So, this is, shout out Rebel News for catching this little clippy here. So we're going to shift gears back into a bit of Corona talk, just a bit of Corona stuff.
We will share with you the most up-to-date information daily. You can trust us as a source of that information. You can also trust the Director General of Health and the Ministry of Health. For that information, do feel free to visit at any time to clarify any rumour you may hear.
So this is the Prime Minister of New Zealand. Just listen.
COVID19.govt.nz. Otherwise, dismiss anything else.
So I've got this girlfriend, right? And I've been telling her the same thing for years, man. For years. I keep trying to explain to her that I'm the authoritative source of information. I'm the expert here. I'm in the relationship with you. And so it's me and you. I don't know why you're listening to all these other sources, man. I don't know why. She's got her friends telling her like, oh, I saw Mitch at the bar talking with this other girl. They were making out and then they went home together. And I say, don't listen to that disinformation. I am the authoritative source here, okay? Just look at my Instagram. It's got pictures of me and my girlfriend. None of these other girls are in it, and so just look at that. Don't look at all these other ones, like these all these all of her friends that are giving her this disinformation about me are just causing her anxiety, right?
We will continue to be your single source of truth. We will provide information frequently. We will share everything we can, everything else you see, a grain of salt. And so I really ask people to focus.
Yeah, she can have other friends, but if they say anything about me, just take it with a grain of salt.
The most egregious example of that appears to be this text which originated in Malaysia and has become a viral hoax in Australia and in New Zealand. How irresponsible is it the people that are sharing that news of a lockdown imminent in New Zealand?
Yeah, all her friends are sharing this false information. I wish we could just silence them. I wish we could just stop them from doing that. Why are you listening to your friends about me when you have the Ministry of Truth? You have me and my boys. You've got Brad, Chad, Troy, Daryl, and Kyle, and me. Why? Do you get it yet? They're abusing you. They're trying to just funnel you into, and just for the record, in case there's anybody that's autistic that's listening, I'm joking. I don't even have a girlfriend. The point is that imagine if you had a partner that was saying this stuff to you, man. Can you imagine how insane that would be if they were just like, I'm the authoritative source of information here. I don't know why you're listening to Stacy. Stacy doesn't know what she's talking about. Listen to me, Brad, Chad, Troy, Daryl, and Carl.
And look, that's the kind of thing that adds to the anxiety that people feel. So I continue to share the message. New Zealanders...
Yeah, she just doesn't want them to feel anxiety.
must prepare, but do not panic. Prepare. And when you see those messages, remember that unless you hear it from us, it is not the truth. And I really ask people, just visit COVID19.govt.nz. It has all of the up-to-date information, and we will continue to provide everything you need to know.
I'll tell you everything you need to know. Don't worry about these other sources. I just can't believe people fall for it, man. And come flu season, when they lock us down again, I wonder how hard people are going to fall for it again. Like, this is insane. Because right now, where we're at, okay, it's like, here, this article just came out. So this is your trusted source, one of your trusted sources. Kelowna now. All travelers will still be required to submit a negative COVID-19 test result and proof of vaccination prior to arrival. That's an excerpt of the article. The headline is, fully vaccinated U.S. citizens can enter Canada August 9th. The rest of the world September 7th. So allegedly, the rest of the world September 7th. I doubt it. But, like, right now, what they're saying is, like, you can have mobility rights if you've gotten your gene therapy, right? Like, you get to have... And so, something that I used to scream in the middle of the highway while we were protesting at these freedom rallies is that our Charter of Rights and Freedoms should not be in the hands of Pfizer and Moderna and Johnson & Johnson and these criminal organizations because, listen to this, every citizen of Canada has the right to enter, remain in, and leave Canada. And it says this right on your passport. Every citizen of Canada And every person who has the status of a permanent resident of Canada has the right to move to and take up residence in any province and pursue the gaining of a livelihood in any province, okay? But that first line is very important. Every citizen of Canada has the right to enter, remain in, and leave Canada. This is why we're not North Korea. Do you get it yet? Like, when the Canadians go to the Olympics, the people are going to be like, oh, what's it like in there? I heard you guys have been closed off for the last 8 years, you know, just like it is with North Korea. This is insane. This is insane. They're like, oh, you can leave. You just got to get Big Pharma's newest product. You know what I mean? Like, but the people are so demoralized. They are so demoralized, man. It's such a mess. These people need to find God or something, man. I don't know what what to do with these people. But the last point that I wanted to hit on, you guys, is so this picture of me and Mermaid Bear and Chris at the beach. Okay, this is so important. My sign says, children are never born in the wrong body. And I got some DMs about that hurt some people's feelings. Like, that really hurts some people, man. And it hurts me to know that I hurt people. You know what I mean? Like, I genuinely hurt feelings with a sign like that. But Chris says, Dad, a human male who protects his kids from gender ideology. Mermaid Bear says, children cannot consent to puberty blockers. So this, like, it's so interesting because people come up and they're really upset, right? Like, but they're all atheists. They're all atheists and agnostics that come up. And I just, like, it's so funny that these people who believe that you are nothing more than, like, worthless pond scum, that you are nothing more than the neurons firing in your brain. You know what I mean? These people that believe that you are just an accident, they will come up and they will tell you you're wrong. They'll tell you you're morally wrong. You're incorrect. But I just want to look at these people and be like, aren't you 98% monkey? You know what I mean? Isn't that what you believe? Like, isn't the depths of your existence that you're just like accidental neurons firing? Aren't you just worthless pond scum? You know what I mean? And like, the other thing I want to talk about is just, if you don't have a basis of morality, if you just make it up based on culture and things that you see around you, that I don't understand where these people get off, because if you believe that we evolved, that it's just an accident and it's just a thing of evolution, try to explain to me that the races are equal. Sorry, not sorry, okay? If you believe that if it's just evolution and that it's just natural selection and that's the only thing that has brought mankind to where we are today, explain to me why the races are equal. Because we all grew up in different climates. Don't you think that some would evolve better than the others? Because that's not what I believe. I believe in the Word of God, man. And the Word of God says, there is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither slave nor free. There is no male and female. You are all one under Christ Jesus, okay? And do not take that out of context and pretend that that is justification for sterilizing children and saying that that is an indication that the Bible accepts transgenderism. Because what it's saying is that we are, as a spirit, we are one under God. That is, we are equal, okay? We are equal. So below, when it says in Genesis 1:27, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female, he created them. You're not worthless pond scum, and you know it. You know that you are not just, like, deep down, we all are born with the understanding that we are not worthless pond scum, meat skeletons blowing through the void with like a meaningless existence. We know, and that's why people will come up to me and tell me that I'm a racist, sexist, bigot, homophobe for holding up a sign like that, is because they believe in morality, because they are made in the image of God, and God is a supreme level of good. Do you get it yet? Like, God, without you can't have a scale without something that's heavy and something that's light to compare it to. You know what I mean? Like, you got to compare the two. So God is the supreme good, and the devil is the supreme bad. And so that's what we have to measure. Do you get it yet? That's where morality comes from, and that's why a sunset is beautiful. That's why you can look at a mountain hillscape and it takes your breath away. That's why these things are beautiful. They don't have to be. If it was an accident, it could just be hideous. It could just be this ugly thing that has no meaning, but it has meaning. And God made us, okay? And that's, I made this like funny little thing, but it's real. It's like we are in this thing, right? This is us right here. And outside of us, and when I say us, I mean the material, the third dimension, the material things, the neurons that are firing in our brains, the skin cells that are dying and reproducing on our skin. We exist in this physical realm. And outside of the physical realm, there is objective realities. So there are things that are true. There is truth that exists whether we exist to observe it or not. Some things are objectively real. That means that with or without an observer, they exist. It's like, allegedly, Pluto exists, right? So let's assume that it does. Whether the Earth is populated by people to think about Pluto or not, it exists floating around out there, right? It's an objective reality. And so, without a God that exists outside of time and space to create time and space, this is not possible, okay? And like, it's the same people that'll tell you to put a diaper on your head to defeat the deadliest pandemic in human history. They'll tell you that there's no scientific basis for God. But without God, there is no logic, there is no reason, there is no science. None of these exist without God, okay? Because matter is never created or destroyed. You can move them around, chop them up, create a big explosion. You can do all these things. But matter, there's no matter that is ever created. It only changes as it connects with other matter. And so that's direct evidence of an objective creator that exists outside of the third dimension of where we are. And and the fact that there are things that are true. There are things that are true, right? Like there are true principles, you know what I mean, that are true whether you believe in them or not. Okay, that is evidence of another dimension that exists outside of us with God, man. I hope you guys get it. Hope that makes sense. And like, this picture is hilarious. This picture right here is hilarious, and I just made it before I did this little video. But it's real, man. We exist in this little bubble here, and there's like all these things that are outside of our dimension, which are direct evidence of God. And I would ask you again, next time you look at a beautiful sunset and you go, oh, wow, that's beautiful. Or next time you look at just a gorgeous woman that's walking by, or next time you look at like any of these things that are of evidence of creation, recognize it for what it is. You know what I mean? And people go, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. You know what I mean? Because when you get to know the Creator, you get to know what the Creator wants from you. And what the Creator wants from you is for you to cut out sin. You know what I mean? And now I'm getting preachy, but I can't stop, man. I can't stop. I'm on a roll. The reason that people worship the creation and don't worship the Creator is because they don't want the responsibility that comes with acknowledging the Creator. Because when you get to know the Creator, He's going to tell you things. He's going to tell you, like, stop watching those movies. You know what I mean? He's going to tell you, like, oh, stop saying these things. Stop treating people in this way. Stop like with the adultery. Stop with the gluttony. Stop with the pride. Do you get it yet? Maybe don't do a pride parade. Maybe don't do a gluttony parade. Maybe don't do a parade that is like one of the exact things that God tells us not to do and not to feel. You know what I mean? And that's why we need Him, man. That's why we need Him. That's why you should get to know Him, because He wants to know you. And I'm sorry, I really try not to get all preachy on the Red Pill Rapper Show. I'm not trying to be the Red Pill preacher right now. But this stuff's real, man, and it should be said. It should be said. Like, all these godless people that believe that we're just worthless pond scum, they come up to me and they borrow from my worldview. My worldview is that there is an objective good out there that we can draw from to make decisions in this life. But they borrow that worldview for their own benefit, but they don't take any of the responsibility that comes with it. You know what I mean? They don't take any of the responsibility. They just, because they don't want to cut out the sin. They want to be the special boy that makes up their own morality every day, and they get to do as thou wilt. They get to do whatever they want because they don't have a Creator that they have to be accountable to. But guess what, man? You probably will be accountable to Him one day when you stop breathing. So I highly recommend that you get a bit of that fear of God in you. You know what I mean? And understand that one day you're going to be at those pearly gates, and you're going to have to explain to Him why, when you heard what I was saying about objective reality and an objective Creator outside of time and space, and it made sense, well, you're going to have to explain to Him why you walked away, and why you kept doing your old habits, and why you kept going to the same places, why you kept doing the same things that you knew were wrong. You're going to have to explain to Him why you kept making these decisions and these mistakes, and you kept repeating these cycles, and you kept hurting people, and you kept lying, and you kept cheating and stealing and doing these adultery and doing all these things. You're going to have to explain to Him. So I highly recommend that you heed the Word and get into the Word a little bit, and maybe even find a church. If you're in Kelowna, come to the Harvest. I don't know. I'm getting all preachy. I'm sorry, guys. I love you no matter what. But the one distinction that I want to make, because I'm feeling called to talk about the rainbow flag more and more, because what they're doing is they're taking something that pretty much everybody's on board with, which is consenting adults being able to do whatever they want. That's what I believe. That's what we should all believe, is live and let live, okay? But you have to understand that this new world order is being ushered in under the pretext of diversity and inclusion. All these words, they're tools of the globalists. Man, that's why. Chris, anyway, I'm spiraling. I love you guys. Just be brave, live free, take your vitamin D, and speak the truth, man. Speak the truth, even if your voice shakes, all right? I love you guys. I'm probably going to go live on my Instagram. Look up at the Red Pill Rapper, and we can have a little chat. Thanks for tuning in, though. I love you guys. This stream will self-destruct. I'm going to put it up on BitChute.